Hi everyone, this is my video of my online unit for sports medicine using the online platform of Canvas. On the screen what you can see is a teacher's view. Basically this is my dashboard, and this includes all the courses that I teach for 2017. The students will have a similar dashboard, except it'll be all their courses that they're taking in 2017. We've just had our rollover, so basically these are my classes for 2017. I still have my 2016 classes because with the rollover I had to then transfer information or the courses for Year 12, which started in Term 4 while they were still enrolled as Year 11s, and I've transferred that over now to this tile here, which is the Year 12 PDHPE course. However, none of their work went across with it, so I've asked that this tile remains active so that our students, or my students, can actually access the work. So I'll be working between the two of those. Basically, if I click on the 2017 tile, it goes to our home page and our front page, and basically a course is a blank canvas, hence the name, and then you create and you build the course. We have a set format that we must follow, so we have a front page and we have certain criteria that we need to have. It has the aims of the course, it has important stuff like the syllabus, the scope and sequence, and the cause that we will be teaching them, as well as the options. They also have revision activity, assessments, anything that we feel is relevant to the students. Their view is slightly different in that they have access to a home button, announcements, assignments, quizzes, modules and discussions, and office. We have, as teachers, we have a few more because we can edit. If I want to add things, I can show you our edit button quickly. The great thing about Canvas is that when we edit, we can add some amazing things in here. We can add links, we can embed images, click view videos, Quizlets, media, a range of different programs, etc. We can also make links. So if I highlight something and I want it to link to another page, say for example in Canvas, I've had to create the page first. I click on that page and it will have a hyperlink, and then the students can click on that and it can go to that page. It's the same for assessments or quizzes or any of these other things, discussions, and allows easy access for the students. So I just save that and we're back to there. You're going to make sure that it's published to ensure that the kids can access it. I prefer to use this type of format. Some teachers like to just use the modules. They have one link to the module, and basically the module includes all the activities that the student will be doing. I find this a bit boring and I wouldn't like to be looking at this, so I've made it so that I have pages that have the activities. Downside, if I click on the pages, view all pages, sorry, you can see all the pages that I've created, and that means that you've got to basically manage these and make sure that you put correct titles so that you can remember which pages go to what activities or links. So if I go to the Year 11 one, I did sports medicine and I did it for the first two questions. I've embedded a click view video, gives them a bit of an overview of the unit, and we can click on the first one. Now I'm just going to go back to the Year 12 one, only because I've made adjustments, and as you can see I've just added in some information. So this is the critical question 1. It has what it is, and basically these are the dot points for the syllabus and these are the dash points, and the activities are relevant to that part of the syllabus. And by the end, what I've asked, hopefully what they need to be able to do, is identify specific examples of injuries that reflect each of the classifications, and that's the Learn To part of the syllabus. So students should hopefully at the end of each of those activities be able to do what's in the yellow. If they can't, then they should be going back and redoing it or looking over videos or whatever they feel needs that can help them. So if I just go back, as you can see, it's slightly different. I updated that a little bit later on. So the activities, there's a range of different activities, and again you have to create the activity first, publish it, and then you create the link. So I've just linked it via these buttons. I thought that was easier for the kids. So activity 1, for example, goes to a new page. We work with booklets, so basically the work is in their booklets, keeps it organised. Some kids do it online, but they need to make sure they can access. I can see their booklets at any stage or the work that they've done. So they follow the instructions, watch the videos, etc. They have to share a Google document with me, doing an overuse injury. There's some information about how to use Office 365, which I created as well. If I show you my Google Drive, so this is the one that I use for students' work. So when I'm wanting them to do things, so the overuse one, for example, they shared it with me, and then they so they completed it and shared it with me. I also have another folder which allows all the kids in the course, so it's shared with all of them. So any activities that we do as a group collaboratively, or I want them to share with each other, they send it to this folder. So it allows them to have access to those things. So just a range of different activities, watching videos. I did want to make it more collaborative, but I found that students were all at different stages, so it made it harder. But I tried to do that by having discussions. So, for example, this one, read the scenarios, decide whether it's hard or soft, direct, indirect, or overuse with the different scenarios, and then they had to comment. They couldn't see anyone else's comment until they first replied, and then I replied to them and gave them a score out of 19 and showed them where they went wrong. Really good formative assessment for me, and I can see where they're up to. Again, another activity, which is 9, was a quiz, which I made in Canvas, multiple choice, and it's also automatically marked, so I get to see at the end what they got, and I can do a summary quiz, which gives me a breakdown of the questions of what they did well and what wasn't so good, so I could go back over and revisit that information for the kids. I can then download it as a student analysis in an Excel spreadsheet, and then I just save it in my Google Drive, in my teacher drive, so the kids can't see that, but I have some more formative assessment information. So that's a really good bonus with Canvas. We also did an activity where they had to create a video in a group, and then basically on toe taps. Then they shared it in our class drive, and we watched all the videos online, which we had a bit of a laugh about. Then they had to make a review about the information. It showed that a lot of kids didn't get the information, so I actually went back over this this area of the syllabus, because although they did some of it correctly, the other component they did quite poorly, so I was able to see that through their videos, and I think they enjoyed that and I had a bit of fun with that. So the second critical question I made slightly different in formatting. Same thing, they have the question, they have their work booklet that they can download, but I do photo print it off for them, and then the syllabus, and then the buttons. And basically this time around I've just had it all on the one page, so each bullet is an activity, and they could read through it. They had videos embedded, etc., and they worked on their into their booklets. I had my little now showing, which meant that they had to show me their booklet once they got to this point, and that kept me up to date as to where they were, because some of the activities may not have been a so-called Canvas activity. Some were. So for example, this one was a discussion, and once they clicked on that, they had to write a coaching consideration for each of the medical conditions. So, and then again, once they replied, they could see other people's and get some ideas, and I just replied with some information, whether it was yes, just a thumbs up, or they needed to work on that area. And again, it was the same for the other 2 dot points. They had to click on the button and they had to do the activities that were required of them. I did find that the kids, so I changed this and gave them little buttons to follow, because I did find that the kids didn't read all the information and they skipped over stuff, and then when they went to do questions or things like that, they weren't understanding why they couldn't do them because they hadn't done it step by step, the activities. So this is a female athlete, same thing, going through the activities. Again, we shared ideas as a discussion, and then the now showing, so kids, I think, were getting the idea that they had to show the booklet, and then I was getting them to do a question while others caught up. I did find it a little bit hard to stay on track with making sure that all the kids are in the same area, but I think it worked, and I think the kids did enjoy it, and hopefully the survey will show that they did enjoy this type of learning. But we'll see when we get to the survey. But I hope that this has been informative and it's been useful. I really enjoyed doing it, and yeah, I look forward to doing more in the future. Thank you.